Today we're going to talk about a subject that's not too fun. I remember for sell by owners, probably nobody's gonna log in, but if they do, whoever logs in and learns, they're in for a treat because that can increase your business. So with no interruptions, please help me welcome the professor, Coach Chris Bauman. Hey,
Okay.
Mr. Chris Bauman.
All right.
Hey, why did you bring your helmet, Chris?
Oh, well, you told me that today we have a really tough opponent.
We're only handling for sale by owners.
Oh, for sale by owners?
That's it.
Oh, we got this. I don't need this.
He doesn't need that.
All right, let's do
Former
this then.
football player, Mr. Chris Bauman.
Hey, everyone. Good morning. Such a pleasure as always to be here. So today's topic, fizz out FSBOs. Fizz out, stomp on, get rid of, throw away. So we want to be the agents who are educating the public on why actually FSBOs are not a good thing, okay? And we want to gain confidence on why we should be calling on them. All right, so I'm going to help you guys with that. Here we go. Okay, Alexis, did you know that nearly 1 out of 2, or 50%, FSBOs, they don't sell. They don't even sell. 50%. Yeah. Okay, Claudia, did you know that 1 of every 5, or 20% FSBOs, have difficulty setting the right price during the process? Is that important? That's very, very important. They're uneducated, okay? So far it's not looking too good for FSBOs, right? But we, as agents and professionals, our job is to educate the public about this. Okay, Karina, for sell by owners average $55,000 less net proceeds than those who use an agent. $55,000 on an average. They're going to net less, okay? So what that means is, Diana, they really need to know this. It's our job to educate them on this. And if we do this, then they're going to want to work with us, right? So they need to know these facts first off. Mike!
Yes, sir.
Okay. Would you agree, for sale by owners, they're very suspicious people, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
They're not very trustworthy. They have something that's, they're just not sure about the system. We said last week that for sale by owners don't trust the system, and expireds, they don't believe in the system anymore because it didn't work, right? So we need to educate them on why they need to trust the system. Now, Jose Vega, you got a star. Understand that for sale by owners are receptive. You got to understand this before you make the call and to propel you to make the call. They're receptive to calls about the sale of their house. So know, guys out there in Facebook land, that it's okay to call because they're going to be receptive about the calls on their house, right? Okay, Letitia, try to avoid, when talking to a for sale by owners, predictable responses. Predictable, what do I mean by that? Try to avoid things like, oh, fantastic, great, cool, nice. Try to avoid those things, okay? And Noel, instead I want you to say things like, well, good for you. I get it. Okay, that makes them engage more with you. It makes them want to go forward with the conversation. Okay, we have to be less predictable, and we have to communicate with our principals, our clients, our leads, current sellers and buyers in a more engaging way, so that they want to know what the next thing is that we're going to be saying. So there's a big difference between the two, right? So say things, Noel, like, good for you, I get it. Okay, Ricardo, approve, not only approve, but with the for sale by owner, over the top approval. We know they're wrong. We know that there's a list of reasons why they should not be a for sale by owner, but we need to approve them on what they're doing. Understand, if you want to go forward with the conversation, we have to do this over the top. Okay, Rosa, over the top, and then get them on your side and ask them a question immediately, right? And then Sohaila, close them, right? So we're going to do this. We're going to approve over the top, not just approve, but really, really approve what they're doing, right? We're going to get them on your side by over the top approval. We're going to ask them a question immediately, then we're going to close. That's being a salesperson, okay? All right, here we go. So, Victor, ask the for sale by owner if you can help them by referring them an agent in the area in which they're looking to move. Mike, we forget about that, don't we?
Forget about that.
I mean, you know, if anything, if they're not going to work with you, maybe you'll get a referral on where they're going, or you can show them that you can offer all these various services, and it's probably going to get your foot in the door, right?
That's right.
Okay, right. Okay, Amato. How about this? I'm already getting into it. The coronavirus pandemic era script for sale by owner. Okay, how's that? I made that up. The coronavirus pandemic era script for sale by owner. 1. A couple questions I wrote down. How are you able to monitor that people are not bringing the virus into your home? Okay, ask them that, right? Ramon, you can also ask, are you using the mandated precautions that we as agents are using? Put a little doubt in their mind, right? Ulysses, how about this one? Do you think the buyers are wondering the same thing? Because they're used to seeing houses, they're used to the new mandated precautions that we take, okay? Patricia Campos, say, how many buyers would feel safe that you were making sure and taking all the precautions necessary that us agents are doing by protecting the public? Okay, put a little doubt in their mind. You're not questioning them, you're just putting doubt in their mind, right? Okay, Christina Correa, have a FSBO day. What do I mean by that? Every month, you guys should have an expired day, a prospecting day, a for sale by owner day. And on that particular day, you gather as many for sale by owners as you can, and you're going to call them nonstop all day long. Okay? Develop a for sale by owner day. After you call them in April, you file it for May, and then you file it for June, July, August, and then towards the end of the year, you're going to call all of them again, and we'll get into that next. All right? Okay, Rosita, here's the classic script for sale by owners. The classic. Repeat and approve all answers. Mike, this is from the master. The master of all coaching for real estate. Mike Ferry, this is his script. The classic. Repeat and approve all answers. Upswing is doubt, downswing is authority. So when you end it with a up, you're putting a little bit of doubt. When you end it with a down, it's authority. Remember that. So this is the best script. Hi, this is Chris with Excellence Real Estate, and I'm calling about the home for sale. Is this the owner? I'm doing a survey of all the for sale by owners in the area, and I was wondering, if you sold this home, where would you go next? How soon do you have to be there? On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your motivation to sell? What methods are you using to market your home? Mike, are they already starting to doubt themselves right now?
Yes, they are.
Are we putting them down?
No.
Okay. Are we doubting them?
Nope.
How did you determine your price? That's always a fun one, right? Well, my neighbor told me that they're not. I don't think so. Are you prepared to adjust your price when working with a buyer? Okay. Adriana, you can also say on an upswing, so we're putting doubt on this one. Why'd you decide to sell it yourself rather than list with an agent? Right? With an agent. Doubt. Why did you decide to sell it yourself rather than list with an agent? Put doubt in their mind, right? Giselle, another doubt one. If you were to list, which agent would you list with? If they say an agent, say, how'd you happen to pick that agent? Upswing. Put doubt in their mind, right? Paul Pound, if you were to list, what would you expect the agent to do to get your home sold? Now you got to listen on this one, Mike, right? Because they're going to tell you what they want, And that's going to be instilled into your mind on your presentation once you get your presentation ready for that. Okay. JJ, how much time will you take before you consider interviewing the right agent for the job of selling your home? The right agent for the job of selling your home. That means me, right? Lourdes, what has to happen before you will consider hiring a professional agent like myself for the job of selling your home? Listen to this one. You gotta know why they're selling, where they're selling, and when they're selling, right? Okay. James, are you familiar with the techniques that I use to get a home sold? Well, what's the answer gonna be? Well, I don't even know you. Of course not. Great. That's the answer I want. Because what we're gonna say, Saeed, is, well then, what would be the best time to show you? Today at 5 or is 7 better? Okay? So these are the classic. I have 9 of them, Mike, I think, or 8. But that's the best. That's the one. Okay. Tino, don't press when talking to a for sale by owner. Press. Does anybody know what press means? Don't put pressure on them, right? Because you're not going to win. Do not press them. In sales, Mike, you know, they call it pressing. Okay? So don't press because you will lose. You can press on other things, in other sales situations, not talking to a for sale by owner. Do not press. Susan Calderon, most agents avoid for sale by owners at all costs. Mike, you know, kind of by accident last night, I took a break from doing this because I was up till I don't know what time last night doing this, and I saw your little video on this, and you said exactly what I say to the public all the time. You said, when I first started real estate, I would drive down the street because, and I'd see a for sale by owner sign, and what would I do? I would look the other way, pretend that I didn't see it, keep going, right? So we avoid it at all costs. Why? And you nailed it. We don't know what to say.
We don't know what to say,
That's right.
and the rejection is a lot higher. And since we as salespeople don't like rejection, we avoid it as much as we can.
Right. You know, we're rejected every day. So you have to accept the fact that in sales, you have to be okay with rejection. My take is if they're not going to be at my funeral, oh well. Okay, and that's how you got to think about it, right? Okay, Susie Ramos and Greg Prado, both of you together. The first step for an agent when driving by a for sale by owner sign is apply brakes. Right? We just brought that up, Mike. Don't look the other way. Apply brakes. That's the first step. So can everybody do that? Apply their brakes? Okay, so far so good, right?
Yes.
So we're going to give everything else in order to get going. Veronica Gomez, don't be intimidated by a seller who is a for sale by owner. Raffaello, remember, knowledge equals confidence, ignorance equals fear. Mike nailed it last night. He didn't know it, so he didn't want to do it. Right? He didn't know it, or other agents don't know it, so they don't want to do it. Right? And that's, we're scared. Okay? We can't have that anymore. Okay. Alexis, one more time. Here we go. As a percentage, this is very interesting. And it's interesting that, Alexis, you have this because you are a new agent. More new agents to the business calling for sale by owners than veteran agents. Mike, you have to comment on this one. I mean, I need your help on this one. You know this the best, don't you? It's crazy. Why? It's almost as if they don't know any better, right? They don't know. I mean, they're still wet behind the ears. They're, you know, and they don't know any better. An agent in my office, she's brand new. She said, "Chris, I saw for sale by owner on the way here, but I was late getting this paperwork to you. I'm gonna go talk to him right now." And I thought about this. I thought, wow, right? What's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to say no. Okay? Claudia? Don't let a couple tough conversations take you out of calling on for sale by owners. Just don't let it happen. If you had a couple tough conversations, so what? Right? So what? Now what? Keep going. All right? Okay. Diana and Mike Cuevas. We know that there is some problems that a for sale by owner can have, right? We know this. Our job is to educate them and remind them through questions of these problems that they can have. And what do I mean by that? Okay, Jose, a lack of exposure to qualified buyers. That's a problem that they have. Right, Saeed, you know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Okay, Letitia and Patricia, unqualified buyers. How will they even know if they're qualified or not? Okay? Noel, they're bargain hunters. You know, it's like, what kind of buyers, Mike, attract garage sales?
People that want a good deal.
Right. Everything's 25 cents. Right? I mean, that's what I found. Ricardo, a lack of negotiating skills. Actually, Ricardo, he's in our group, so he doesn't have a lack of negotiating skills. He's going to learn. So we're good. Rosa, you too. Potential legal liability. Wow, could there be any legal liability for a for sale by owner?
A lot of liability.
Very much so. That's a scary thing. They don't understand that, right? Suhaila, they're going to give up their nights and weekends for about 6 months. I mean, if anybody knows that, it's Suhaila. Am I right? I mean, that's basically a reminder, a friendly reminder. Okay? Amato, personal security. Have you ever thought about that? Have they thought about personal security? And Ramon, who's going to babysit the file once they do get a buyer? Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? I just bring it to escrow, they do all the work. Oh, really? Okay. Rosita! Botched physical inspection. Never a botched termite report from Exquisite.
Never.
That doesn't happen. But a botched physical inspection, it could go wrong. What is a physical inspection? Do they know what to look out for? Do they know what to accept on a repair request? Interesting. Ruth? They don't have a relationship with a team of affiliates. Why would that be beneficial? Cost, service, questions, timing, a lot of reasons, right? Michael Zern, agents negotiate against you. Wow, isn't that true? Do they care about that? For sale by owner?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they don't, they're going to learn the hard way, right, Mike? That's for sure. Adriana, you know this, potential legal liability, right? So there's 12 things, but Giselle and Paul, when we become a professional salesperson, there's a difference between that and a realtor. When we become one is when we can communicate these for sale by owner problems to the prospect in the form of questions. Here's what I mean. Let's go back to this list. Let's review that list again. Remember in the beginning, a lack of exposure to qualified buyers. A question would be, well, how do you know if they're qualified? Okay. Ricardo, you can say for unqualified buyers, well, what systems do you have to make sure that they are qualified? Are they putting, Mike, are they getting doubt right now?
A lot.
A lot. JJ, bargain hunters. How many offers have you had so far? No matter what their answer is, you're kidding me. I've had 1,000. You're kidding me. I've had 0. You're kidding me. I've had 10. You're kidding me. I haven't even put on the market yet. You're kidding me. I'm not even a for sale by owner. You're kidding me. What am I doing here? Right? Lourdes, a lack of negotiating skills. The question is, are you completely aware of all the terms items in addition to the price that a seller should be asking for? What do you mean terms items? Ooh, I'm glad you asked. I think there's 72 in the purchase contract. Okay. James, you probably know this one already. Potential legal liability. Are you completely updated with all the up-to-date disclosures used to protect the seller in a transaction? Mike, you know what the answer is to this one? You're going to laugh.
What is the answer?
That's why I have escrow. Oh, really? Call them and find out. Okay, let me know what the answer is. Saeed, how about giving up your nights and weekends for 6 months? Probably more, right, to be honest with you. Will you be able to free up your schedule for any night or weekend needed to show the property or pre-qualify the buyer? Okay. Personal security. Well, Tino, you can say, have you developed a plan to make sure when strangers are inside the property that you're protected with personal security. What do you mean, strangers? Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay. Doubt, right? Doubt. Susan, no babysitting the file. What do I mean? Well, Greg, what I mean is, have you thought about once you get a buyer, what is involved after that to get it closed? Have you ever thought about that? No, I just put a sign in front and whatever. Okay, I appreciate the honesty. Susie Ramos, you can say, that's actually when I have to roll up my sleeves and really get started to work, right? I mean, when I put it in escrow, Mike, we all know that's just the beginning, right? Now I'm really going to get working to get it closed. You mean there's a difference? Doesn't escrow do all that stuff? No. Okay, Alexis again. Botched physical inspection. You can say, are you familiar with what should be a normal physical inspection report and what should not be a normal physical inspection report? Well, what's a physical inspection report? I'm glad you asked. Claudia, no relationship with the team of affiliates. Okay? What do you mean affiliates? What are affiliates? Explain and say, do you have a good relationship with affiliates such as escrow, title, termite, physical inspectors, appraisers, home warranty representatives, loan officers that will give you the best service, but more importantly, the best prices because they're bargain people, right? For sale by owners. So always want to talk about the prices, right, Mike? Karina, you know this best. Agents negotiate against you. You can say, well, are you familiar with the residential purchase contract and more importantly, aware that it is written to protect the buyer and not the seller, right? We all know that. If you don't, we know it now. Because Ulysses, you're going to say, are you familiar with the 72 terms items that you should be thinking about in order to protect you and not the buyer? 72. Yeah. Okay. Gladys, on the potential legal liability, you can say, are you thinking about purchasing errors and omissions insurance? Errors and omissions insurance? What do you mean? You're scaring me now. Good. To protect you against anything forgotten by you or made incorrectly by you. Right? Well, what do you mean? Let me explain. Okay. Here's script number 2. It's called the right approach. Mike, they have titles for these things. Okay? The right approach. That's what it's called. The classic was the first one. The right approach. Okay. So Saeed, it's used for no matter how long they've been on the market. It could be 2 days. It could be 20 years. Okay? That sign's falling down. Okay. Hi, my name is Chris, and I wanted to talk to you about the home listed for sale at 123 Banana Street. Are you the homeowner? They're thinking, oh, geez, right? Because I didn't say if I'm an agent or not. I'm just Chris. I work with Excellence Real Estate. Oh, no. And understand why you're listing by owner with homes going so quickly right now. Is it still available? How are things going? If great, congratulate them. If not, ask what they're struggling with right now and listen to what they have to say. And listen to what they have to say. And listen to what they have to say. That's where we go wrong. First off, we're not asking, and we got to listen, right? I was calling because I might have some buyers who would like to see the property. Is that something you would be interested in? No. Well, I'm not interested in working with you then, right? Yes. Okay. Well, I would love to set up a time and iron out the details on that. Is there a good time to meet? I would want to see the property and talk with you more about getting it sold. Let's stop right there. Mike, what I've done is I got 8 different scripts because I want someone in our Facebook land in here to say, that's the one I like. Because I'd rather you do that than nothing, all right? But let's analyze this. The first one was absolutely perfect. This one here, okay. How many names, Chris? I wanted to. Now, it's all about you, right, so far. So this is why I don't like it as much. I wanted to talk to you about the home listed for sale. Are you the homeowner? Right? Okay. I work with blank, and I understand why you're listing by owner. We're approving what they're doing. With homes going so quickly right now, is it still available? How are things going? I was calling because I might have some buyers. Well, do you or don't you But the reason they say might is because, Mike, we know we want to get inside to see the property, right? That's what we're trying to do. Who would like to see the property? Is that something you would be interested in? Well, I don't like that as much, Mike, because of course they're interested in that, but probably without you. Does that make sense? Okay. So I don't know about that question, but I want someone to use it if you're comfortable with it. I would love to set up a time and iron out the details on that. Love is too quickly in this relationship, in my opinion. Is there a good time to meet? I would want about me, I don't like that as much, the property, and talk with you more about getting it sold. Well, you're already talking to them about me getting it sold. We shouldn't be that quick. We want to just get in there to see how we can help them, right? So that's why it's not as good. But if someone likes it, use it. Because I'd rather you guys do this than zero. Does that make sense? Suhaila, question for you, Suhaila. What will cause a for sale by owner to sign a listing contract with an agent? What will cause that to happen? Okay, what will it be? Mike, you know the answer.
Motivation.
Okay, well, let's see. The answer is the agent who can show them that there is value on paying a commission. Right? Why are they for sale by owner? It's not because they think that they can do a better job. It's the 3 or the 2.5%. Because most of them, Mike, as you know, they're gonna say, well, I'll pay you if you have a buyer, right? So then what we're talking about is the 3%, right? Yes, well, I'm more concerned about the 97%. Can I explain? What do you mean? Right? Okay. Victor. You have a star, Victor. Most, if not all, for sale by owners are for sale by owners because they're looking for an agent to hire. So think of it this way, Amato. I'm a for sale by owner, stake. Where's the agents? I'm trying to interview agents. I don't know any agents to use. Does that make sense? That's exactly that's what's going on, right? You want to say something about that in your experience?
You know, what I've learned in my 36-year career in real estate is that, we don't like for sale by owners because I didn't know what to say. At least in the 36 years, I didn't know what to say. And so I would just, drive away. And every once in a while when I learned what to say, even when I knew what to say, I would still hesitate in going after the for sale by owner. And then every once in a while when I felt good, I would try. But that's really the bottom line.
Right. Good point. That comes from great information. All the experience of this guy right here, right? So take that as high value. So Mike, do we not grow when we put ourselves in uncomfortable situations?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. How about this? Well, should we worry about the fact that I'm getting my nutrients this morning? Should we worry about that?
Yes, we should worry about it.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's why I'm having this
Take
then.
us in.
Thank you for that. Should we worry about making mistakes?
No.
Did Michael Jordan worry about missing that shot when he missed it?
He did not worry.
He did it, right?
The shot.
Right? He went up to bat like Babe Ruth, who has the most strikeouts. Interesting. They're not worried about that. It's the end result. Okay? All right, here we go. Okay, Ramon. Always think value to the for sale by owner when speaking to a for sale by owner. Value, value, value. Okay? So what do I mean, Rosita? What I mean is you have a star. Okay? Rosita, the main point to sell or to tell a for sale by owner is that you, or the agent, can net them more money while paying a commission versus them on their own paying no commission. Remember in the beginning I said $55,000 difference. All right, so really it comes down to now, it's narrowing down to 2.5 or 3%, Mike. Right? That's easy stuff now. Ruth, you also have a star, but I should have put a rhinestone for Ruth. You need to always think that they need you. That's why we have to have confidence. You got to think that, hey, be lucky that I'm talking to you. That's how you need to think. If you haven't convinced yourself.
Exactly.
I mean, how can you do that? You can't. So knowledge equals confidence. Ignorance equals fear. We know that. We have to know it in ourselves in order to convince somebody else, right?
You know, in the for sale by owner world, I think probably about 90% of the time, the for sale by owner defeats the agent. That's why for sale by owner training is always the worst.
It really is.
But it's the most profitable.
It is. It is. Why? Now business, right? Immediate business. But you have to be skill developed. You have to have your skills developed. And what an opportunity! If we just learn this, this is going to add another 12 transactions to your yearly production. 12, right? Okay. Michael Zern. So let's see here. Don't talk to a for sale by owner. Ask questions instead to a for sale by owner, right? But that sells to everybody, correct? Always asking, putting doubt in their mind, right? Okay, Adriana, at Star also, asking them the questions to find out their motivation, their why, their when, and where they are selling is how to be a salesperson. Okay? Mike, we have lights today, don't we? It's like Hollywood.
Well, you know, we are getting a little bit better. Let me show you guys around.
Man, it's pretty impressive because I'm
We got
sweating
filming right over
like a
here.
lot.
We got double film, triple filming. We got the lights, and then we also have a hidden camera right over here. So,
I feel like I'm in a tanning.
and it's only gonna get more professional.
Absolutely. Keeps me on my toes. Okay. Thanks, Mike. How about Nail the Appointment? That's the title of this one. Nail the Appointment. Paul Pound, you might like this one. The 3 keys to this is 1, keep it simple. Okay? 2, earn their trust. And 3, accomplish your goal. Let's go over it. Hello. Hello. I have a new Sharpie. You can tell. Hello. I'm calling about the home for sale at 123 Banana Street. Is it still available? Okay. My name is Paul Pound with Excellence Victor Valley Properties, right? Okay. And my pre-qualified clients, the Jones, asked if I wouldn't mind calling you because they think they may be interested in your home. Okay. If you don't mind me asking, is it available for viewing? Okay, you're creeping in there, right? Okay. Fantastic. After the Jones have seen the home, if they are interested, would you be comfortable having me be involved in the transaction? Absolutely not. Right? We're going to find out, okay? Paul? Okay, you got to find out, Paul. So that's where it stops, okay? You're trying to get in there, you're trying to gain their trust. Okay, let's review this one. I'm calling about the home for sale. Okay, is it still available? That's how they kind of all start, except for the first one didn't start that way. Okay, my name is, okay, now I'm telling you the truth. Right? Okay, well, thanks for answering it. So now I'm going to tell you who I am. Okay, and you're going to say now you're going to connect more with them, Mike, quicker by giving them the name, right? The name. It's like when you prospect, you guys, you're not going to say, I recently listed a property at 12522 Cecilia Street in Downey. You're going to say, I recently listed a property in your area. You know the Stevens house? Well, okay. I don't know the Stevens, but I'm going to listen. Right? Did it cause you to want to listen more? Yeah, it did. That's sales. Okay. If you don't mind me asking, I don't know if we need that. Is it available for viewing? Right? Okay. They don't know if you mean the Stevens or the Jones or you. So be more specific. Fantastic. After the Jones have seen their home, if they are interested, would you be comfortable having me be involved in the transaction? It's like that carrot, right, Mike? Come on, can we get the carrot? That's what we're doing on that one. Okay, very, very good, very good. Ramon Uribe, follow up with the for sale by owner weekly. That's where we go wrong. That's why we don't do a lot of them. Oh gosh, we gotta hit this guy again. If needed, and ask them questions reminding them of their motivation, their why, their when, and where. Therefore, what that means, Mike, is the first time we talk to them, we need to ask them questions to get their motivation. All right, we got to ask and probe to get their motivation so that when we go back to them, we can remind them of their motivation through asking questions. Sales 101. Okay, that's what sales is. Rosita, Boy, Rosita, you're really involved this morning. My goodness. What's going on? Where we at, Rosita? Help me. Too often, agents make a mistake by not trying to close the for sale by owner on your first attempt. It's kind of like if you ever gone on a listing presentation and you're done. Okay, well, thanks for your time. I'm gonna go now. Well, wait a minute. Ask them to sign the contract. Same thing applies to the, you got to close them, close them, close them. Mike, how many times would you say you got to close them?
3 times.
Okay. Yeah.
7 times.
7.
Oh. Hey, from 84 to 2020, it went up 4 more times.
You know why? They have the for sale by owner classes that they have at the Embassy Suites that we don't know about, that they teach them what to say, like the sellers. Yeah. I snuck into one of those and I understand the questions now. Okay. Also, too often, Ruth, agents don't follow up aggressively enough with the for sale by owner. Now, what's the key word on this one? Aggressively enough. Okay. Now, I don't mean, you know, stick marks. I don't mean that. I mean,
On your helmet, show us
going.
what you were saying earlier about
There's a
getting
difference.
stuck.
There's a
Or
difference.
what's the
There is a
difference?
difference between a stick mark and a stuck mark. A stick mark is when you hit someone. All right. A stuck mark is when you are hit. Okay. These are stick marks.
Those are stick marks.
Hey,
right?
watch this. These are stick marks. Those are stuck marks. Right? Okay. Here we go. So we need to, this is where it goes wrong, Mike. We don't ask enough questions and we don't try to close them, Saeed, and we're too, I don't want to go back to that guy. Forget him. Okay? It's going to take a lot of continuous back and forth, but Mike, is it worth it? Is it now business? Most definitely it is. Okay? Gladys, Sebastian, Valencia, and Giselle Leon, boy, what a team that would be, huh? On every call with the for sale by owner, one of 2 things happens. Okay, Giselle? Now, what is it? 1, for sale by owner is convinced, this is great, to use you through your questions you give them. One thing that can happen. Number 2 is the agent was convinced that the for sale by owner didn't need them. Mike, you said this in the beginning, didn't you? We get sold. They give us an objection, we don't know how to overcome it, right? That should never happen. They're not the salesperson, you are. Okay, Susan? Do not let the for sale by owner be stronger than you. Never. For sale by owner says, I'm willing to pay commission if you have a buyer. Other than that, I want to save on the commission. Gee, have we heard this before? Huh. Okay. The key to a for sale by owner is to recognize what they say and to agree with them and to question them. And then you reply with, sure, that makes sense. I really appreciate that. So you're willing to cooperate with an agent and pay that agent 3 or 2.5% if they have a buyer for your property. Is that right? Well, yeah, dummy, that's what I just told you. Okay, well, I appreciate that. And let me make a note of that. Will go broke. Pretend like you're writing it down. Will go broke. Okay, thank you. I'm going to continue on for. Well, thanks for that. And so, really, you're just looking to save the other 3% then. Is that right? They respond, yes. Absolutely, that makes complete sense. Why don't we do this, Mr. Smith? I work with a lot of buyers and sellers in the area. So why don't I stop by, take a look at your home, see if it works with any of the buyers that I am currently working with. Maybe while I'm there, I can give you a few pointers on how best to show the house. And then maybe if we have a couple minutes more, we can talk to see about some of the things that I'm doing successfully to get your home sold. Would that be okay? Well, okay. Then say, okay, well, let me ask you this. If what I say makes sense to you, and the numbers make sense to you, meaning I can actually show you how you can potentially net more by letting me handle the entire sale for you, is that something you would be interested in? Well, what are they going to say? How can you do that? Probably. They say, well, I don't know if I can afford to now. Probably going to say that, but Mike, I hope they do say yes. if they say, well, I don't know, I'm not sure, okay? Because what I hear you say now is that the price you have now is the rock bottom price. Always agree with what they say. I understand. Why don't we do this? How about I come by the house, we can look at some numbers, look at the house, we can look at some recent solds in the area, then we can determine if I can net you more. And that's what I say, if, Mr. Smith, because sometimes I can net more, and honestly, sometimes I can't. Be honest with them. Now they're going to be wanting to meet with you, right, Mike? Because you're telling them, I might not be able to help you. They're going to appreciate that.
They're going to appreciate it.
Yes. But either way, we won't know until we walk through the house together. Would tomorrow at 2 or 4 be better? Is this the best number to reach you at?